Hello, y'all. Um, it's a bit late today, so forgive me. But it is still today, so it counts. Let's get into day 57. We are on Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy 13 through 14, and then we'll go into Psalms 57. Um, there was a devotional today. The video was about the word study of what it means to an ancient Israelite to talk about the heart. It says different cultures have different concepts of the human heart, what it is and what it does, and the biblical authors are no exception. In this video, we'll explore the ancient Hebrew words for heart as well as the different ideas of what our heart represents. There is no biblical word for the word that captures better than the essence of human thought, feeling, and desire than this rich and wonderful word. So basically, the word heart is meant to capture the essence of human thoughts, of feeling, and of human desire. So, at the start of Deuteronomy 13, we have a warning against idolatry. Suppose there are prophets among you, and those who dream dreams about the future, and they promise you signs or miracles, and they predict signs or miracles occur. If they say, "Come, let us worship other gods," gods you have not known before, do not listen to them. That's a false prophet. The Lord your God is testing you to see if you truly love him with all your heart and soul. Serve only the Lord your God, and hear him alone. Obey his commands, listen to his voice, and cling to him. The false prophets or visionaries who try to lead you astray must be put to death, for they encourage rebellion against the Lord your God, who redeemed you from slavery and brought you out of the land of Egypt. Since they tried to lead you astray from the way the Lord your God commanded you to live, you must put them to death. In this way, you will purge the evil from among you. Suppose someone secretly entices you, even your brother, your son, or your daughter, your beloved wife, or your closest friend, and says, "Let us go worship other gods, gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known." They might suggest that you worship the gods of peoples who live nearby or who come from the ends of the earth, but do not give in or listen. Have no pity, and do not spare or protect them. Have no pity, and do not spare or protect them. You must put them to death. Strike the first blow yourself, and then all the people must join in. Stone the guilty ones to death, because they tried to draw you away from the Lord your God, who rescued you from the land of Egypt, the place of slavery. Then all Israel will hear about it and be afraid, and no one will act so wickedly again. When you begin living in the towns the Lord your God is giving you, you may hear that scoundrels among you are leading their fellow citizens astray by saying, "Let's go worship other gods, gods you have not known before." In that case, you must examine the facts carefully. If you find that the report is true and such a detestable act has been committed among you, you must attack the town and completely destroy all its inhabitants, as well as all the livestock. Then you must pile all the plunder in the middle of the open square and burn it. Burn the entire town as a burnt offering to the Lord your God. That town must remain a ruin forever. It may never be rebuilt. Keep none of the plunder that has been set apart for destruction. Then the Lord will turn from his fierce anger and be merciful to you. He will have compassion on you and make you a large nation, just as he swore to your ancestors. The Lord your God will be merciful only if you listen to his voice and keep all his commands that I am giving you today, doing what pleases him. He said gather everything and burn it. Like, you don't get to keep the plunder you were attempting to plunder. Burn it. Burn the town, burn the people, burn the loot. Burn it. There was a line. Dang, everything's kind of melding. And I should work against that a little bit more. But there's a line in the Bible that's like, those who would lead someone astray from God should tie an anchor around his neck and walk into the ocean willingly, yet rather than face the wrath of God. That's what this is getting. Like, burn the livestock, burn the people, burn the town, burn the loot. All of it has to go because they're trying to entice you to worship other gods. All of it needs to be destroyed. Sorry, not destroyed. Oh yes, destroyed. But offered to God as a burnt offering. Sacrificed to God. Deuteronomy 14. Ceremonially clean and unclean animals. Since you are the people of the Lord your God, since you are the people of the Lord your God, never cut yourselves. Sorry. Maybe I'll finish the sentence. It'll make sense. Since you are the people of the Lord your God, never cut yourselves or shave the hair above your foreheads in mourning for the dead. You have been set apart as holy to the Lord your God, and he has chosen you from all the nations of the earth to be his own special treasure. You must not eat any detestable animals that are ceremonially unclean. These are the animals you may eat: the ox, the sheep, the goat, the deer, the gazelle, the roe deer, the wild goat, and the addax, the antelope, and the mountain sheep. The deer, the roe deer, and the antelope, aren't those the same, like, kind of creatures? And then we got sheep and then mountain sheep, which I guess are tougher or different somehow. Anyway, you may eat any animal that has completely split hooves and chews the cud, but if the animal does both, it may not be eaten. But if the animal doesn't do both, they cannot be eaten. So you may not eat a camel, the hare, or the hyrax, right? They chew the cud, but do not have split hooves, so they are ceremonially unclean for you. And you may not eat the pig. It has split hooves, but does not chew the cud, so it is ceremonially unclean for you. You may not eat the meat of those animals or even touch their carcasses. Of all the marine animals, you may eat whatever has both fins and scales. You may not, however, eat marine animals that do not have both fins and scales. They are ceremonially unclean for you. You may eat any bird that is ceremonially clean. These are the birds that you may not eat: the griffin, the vulture, the bearded vulture, the black vulture, the kite, the falcon, the buzzards of all kinds, ravens of all kinds, the eagle owl, the short-eared owl, the seagull, hawks of all kinds, the little owl, the gray owl, the barn owl, the desert owl, the Egyptian vulture, the cormorants, the stork, herons of all kinds, the hoopoe, the bat. All winged insects that walk along the ground are ceremonially unclean for you and may not be eaten. But you may eat any winged bird or insect that is ceremonially clean. You must not eat anything that has died a natural death. You may give it to a foreigner living in your town, or you may sell it to a stranger. But do not eat it yourselves, for you are set apart as holy to the Lord your God. You must not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. The giving of tithes. You must set aside a tithe of your crops, 1/10 of all your crops, 1/10 of all the crops you harvest each year. Bring this tithe to the designated place of worship, the place the Lord your God chooses for his name to be honored, and eat it there in his presence. This applies to your tithes of grain, new wine, olive oil, and the firstborn males of your flocks and herds. Doing this will teach you always to fear the Lord your God. Now when the Lord your God blesses you with a good harvest, the place of worship he chooses for his name to be honored might be too far for you to bring the tithe. If so, you may sell the tithe portion of your crops and herds, put the money in a pouch, and go to the place the Lord your God has chosen. When you arrive, you may use the money to buy any kind of food you want: cattle, sheep, gold, wine, or alcoholic drink. Then feast there in the presence of the Lord your God and celebrate with your household. And do not neglect the Levites in your town, for they will receive no allotment of land among you. At the end of every 3rd year, bring the entire tithe of that year's harvest and store it in the nearest town. Give it to the Levites, who will receive no allotment of land among you, as well as to the foreigners living among you, the orphans, and the widows in your towns, so they can eat and be satisfied. Then the Lord your God will bless you in all your work. So God's plan already covers, first of all, he understands that, like, if the distance is too far to travel with all of that, bring the money or sell it in your town, travel, buy what you need over there, and then commence your offering, right? Commence your feasting and your offering and your celebration. Then there's like the tithes plan, This covers the orphans, the widows, the foreigners, and the homeless, right? These are all of the least, the disadvantaged population, I would say. Because they're supported. That's essentially the welfare program. The wisdom in all of this is like, you're all supposed to be working together, but you're also all supposed to be celebrating and honoring the person who created you. And in doing so, you are working together. You celebrate and you honor me by helping one another. And it's built into the plan. Like, it's built into the plan of your prosperity. Like, do you understand? The help and the support of the homeless, the widowed, the disenfranchised, all of that is already built into the plan of your prosperity. It's built into the plan. I just don't understand. It's built into the plan of your prosperity. Have you spelled tithe? Tithe. Psalms 57. For the choir director, a psalm of David. Regarding the time he fled from Saul and went into the cave, to be sung to the tune of Do Not Destroy. Don't know the tune. Have mercy on me, O God. Have mercy. I look to you for protection. I will hide beneath the shadow of your wings until the danger passes by. I cry out to God Most High, to God who will fulfill his promise, his purpose for me. He will send help from heaven to rescue me, disgracing those who hound me. My God will send forth his unfailing love and faithfulness. I am surrounded by fierce lions who greedily devour human prey, whose teeth pierce like spears and arrows, and whose tongues cut like swords. Be exalted, O God, above all highest heavens. May your glory shine over all the earth. My enemies have set a trap for me. I am weary from distress. They have dug a pit. They have dug a deep pit in my path, and they themselves have fallen into it. My heart is confident in you, O God. My heart is confident. No wonder I can sing your praises. Wake up, my heart. Wake up, O lyre and harp. I will wake the dawn with my song. I will thank you, Lord, among all the people. I will sing your praises among all the nations. For your unfailing love is as high as the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the highest heavens. May your glory shine over all the earth. And that's the reading of today. Ooh, and we made it. It's a short day. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time in bed. And I will see y'all in the next reading.